Hi friends, Jason here, and welcome back to Make It and Break It Mondays, installment number 3, a series in which I break down some grooves I've made and show you what I did. Today I'm going to cover a new song by Daredevil Squadron called Chronicles Pt.4. You may have seen our video for Last Resort that's been floating around. Today though I'm going to cover the outro of this song, which has a bunch of odd time meters from 4/4 and 7/8 and a big building drum part through the entire end. Let's take a look at the part with the music first, and then we'll break it down. Okay, so that was the whole part there with the music. I'm going to break down to each section. There's actually 4 sections or phrases of 4/4 to 7/8. And one thing we spoke about last week is the idea of if you have a pretty busy section or a solo section, the idea is that you don't want to come running out of the gate from the beginning. You want to build, and each part needs to sort of say something and build a story as you get to the end. So let's take a look at this first phrase on the music. So here's the entire section of the outro for Chronicles Pt.4 by Daredevil Squadron. This is broken up into 4 phrases, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each phrase has a bar of 4/4, followed by a bar of 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's at a pretty quick speed. We're going to cover this first phrase for now. This first phrase just entails a basic beat on the hi-hat, and basically outlining the bars of 4/4 and 7/8. This is the way it sounds. Okay, so part 1 is just going to consist of the regular groove that outlines the bars of 4/4 and 7/8, and it sounds something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice I just played that under tempo compared to what you heard before, the whole part. I'm going to play all these sections a little slower, and then you'll hear it up to tempo again at the end. Let's take a look at the music for part 2. Now here's phrase number 2. Again, it's a bar of 4/4 and a bar of 7/8, and what I do is I move my right hand over to the china. I'm accenting every third note, so it's creating a polymeter in 3 over the top. Now if you add 8/8, which is the same as 4/4, and 7/8, you get 15/8, and 3 divides into that, so it actually falls nicely over the 2 bars. In addition, my left foot is playing the unaccented notes in between the accents to create a full 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, against the time signature. Alright, again, now remember on part 2 here, what we're doing is this 3 polyrhythm over the top on the china, and our left foot is filling in all the other notes to create this constant 3-part 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 against the 4/4 and the 7/8. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now let's move on to the music for the phrase on part 3. Here's the third phrase. What I'm doing here is I'm playing between my right hand on the ride and my left hand on the hi-hat and bringing my hand back down for the snare drum here. I'm doing sort of an inverted paradiddle type of effect going all the way through these 2 bars, and I hit the china here for a little accent, and then in the second section of this, the 3rd and 4th bar, it's a ghost-noted snare drum thing between tom accents going all the way down the toms to kind of split up this section. Here's phrase 3 now with this rudimental idea between the ride cymbal and the hi-hat, and then moving to the toms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to move on to our last phrase, part 4. Finally, the 4th and final phrase here. I'm starting off these first 2 bars with another hemiola in 3, much like this, but this time in 16th notes, every 3rd 16th note, 1 E on a 2 and 3 E on a 4 E on a 1 and 2 E on a 3 E on a 4 over these bars, creating a 3 over a constant snare drum on downbeats. and then the last bar, or last two bars, is just a flurry of 16th notes between hand and feet to end the tune. And finally, the climactic phrase 4, the end of the tune. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, up to speed, you'll see the video again, but this time without the music. Here you go. And that's the outro to Chronicles. So remember, when you have a section like that, remember to build, say something, and give the listener a story to really latch on to. Happy holidays, everybody, and I'll see you next Monday for another installment. Bye.